There's been lots of changes in the Raleigh-Durham region over the past 5 years. Tons of population growth, new restaurants, new shopping, and there's a lot of people who are starting to ask the question, is it really worth it to live in Raleigh, North Carolina in 2026? On today's video, we're gonna lay out all the good things about the Raleigh region, and we're also gonna lay out all the not so good things so you can make an informed decision for yourself. First up, because we're positive people, let's talk about all the positives that have been going on in the Raleigh region lately. As I said, there's been a population explosion over the last few years. Raleigh-Durham has seen a 16% increase in population. In 2020, we were sitting at about 1.9 million people, and now today, we're sitting at about 2.2 million people. That makes us one of the fastest growing regions in the entire United States. And because of that, it's really attracted a lot of really great attention. We've got some really great new restaurants that have come online, new shopping that's popping up every single day. Also, great new grocery stores are showing up. We're even hearing rumors that Major League Baseball is looking at the Raleigh-Durham area to put an expansion team sometime in the 2030s. This all makes for a really great atmosphere, great place to live, great place to make new friends, great place to meet a possible significant other. It's a really great thing when the population increases. It means lots of more opportunities for everybody. And our food scene has especially been impressive. The Michelin Guide has been recently prowling around the Raleigh-Durham area and has given some really great accolades to some of our restaurants in the area. We're very excited about what that does to our food scene. And beyond the Michelin Guide, readers of Travel and Leisure magazine, Garden and Guns, Southern Living magazines will always see articles on Raleigh and Durham about great new things that are going on and what great quality of life we have here. Some of the hot restaurants that are getting a lot of press include Peregrine, one of our favorite restaurants, Tamisha, which is an Indian fusion restaurant, and Beta Manda, which is a Laotian restaurant. These are all three in Raleigh. As far as Durham goes, Seraphin, which is a really cool New Orleans restaurant, Little Bull, which is Mexican fusion, and Nikos, Mediterranean, are all in Durham. These are just a few of the restaurants that are in the Raleigh Triangle area. Definitely feel free to reach out to us at our contact info below. We'll be happy to give you some more tips if you're making a move this way on some other really cool restaurants that we love. And in addition to the shopping and the restaurants and the groceries that are expanding, we're also seeing entertainment expanding in our area. For example, we've talked about already on this channel, the Lenovo Center area is seeing a $1 billion expansion going on over the next few years. This will include new shops, new restaurants, apartments, hotel, and office space to make that Lenovo Center, which is currently the home for the NHL Carolina Hurricanes hockey team and the NC State basketball team. That center is going to go from being just an occasional entertainment center to a live, work, play destination. And of course, we're huge fans of Fenton and North Hills. Fenton in Cary, North Hills in North Raleigh. These are two great shopping restaurant destinations. Very nifty. We love both of them very much and definitely recommend you go check them out if you haven't. And as we talked about a little bit earlier in this video, there's rumors that Major League Baseball may be coming to this area, and that's a big deal as far as entertainment goes. Should a team find its way to the Raleigh-Durham area, we are expecting a $300 billion economic impact to the positive for our area, as well as 2,000 to 3,000 permanent jobs. So needless to say, Major League Baseball would be a huge deal for Raleigh. Little known fact, the Raleigh-Durham region is one of the largest populations in the entire country that does not have Major League Baseball, and expected in the next 5-6 years, we will grow larger than many of the smaller Major League Baseball towns that currently have baseball today. It's very exciting, and it's something we will keep an eye on for our market. And as soon as any positive announcement is made, we will let you guys know. Another huge positive of our expanding population is there's a lot of job growth going on. And nowhere is that more obvious than the Research Triangle Park, which is our very large tech campus right in the center of the Raleigh-Durham region. What's really, really cool about this area is it is a magnet for businesses to come and set up shop in the Research Triangle Park, which means they go out and hire new people, which means those people move to the area, which means there's more growth going on in the area, which means more businesses come and more businesses come to the Research Triangle Park. So in other words, this whole thing feeds upon itself. And we are very fortunate here in Raleigh-Durham in that we don't have just a tech environment economically going on. There's also finance, education, medical, and many, many other industries here in the area. So the next positive of the Raleigh area is our housing market. The National Association of Realtors named the Raleigh, North Carolina region one of the top 10 fastest growing in the entire United States housing-wise. And good news, the median home price for a home in the Raleigh area has stabilized around $500,000. So we're no longer seeing those rapid gains that we saw back just a few years ago. Plus, our cost of living is 4% less than the entire United States and much, much less than that you would experience in New York City, Boston, San Francisco, any of the large cities. Now, admittedly, there are some cities in the United States where it's cheaper to live than the Raleigh area, but our region still has lots of positive reasons why it's still worth it to live here. And beyond the economic ones that we've talked about earlier in this video, Raleigh's got a lot of positive built-in advantages. We have lots of outdoor options. You can enjoy Jordan Lake, Falls Lake, the greenway system that runs through all of the counties, and the overall park system. We have lots of really great outdoor activities for anybody that is either living here or thinking of living here. And this all just adds to the quality of life that we have. It's a really, really big deal for a lot of people. We always get comments from visitors when we are taking them around, showing them properties and that they're considering moving here. They always comment about how green our area is. There's tons of trees, tons of evergreens, and it's always bright and happy and cheerful and green here in our area. And another really great built-in advantage that makes Raleigh worth it is our weather. Overall, we have relatively mild winters. Now, granted, this one has not been so good, but overall, when you compare the Raleigh area to the northeastern states or the midwestern states, we definitely come out on top for having mild winters. Conversely, on the summer and spring side, we're nowhere near as hot, humid as Arizona, Nevada, parts of Southern California, Florida, Texas. You get the idea. We have a very moderate climate, not too hot, not too cold. That makes for an amazingly great quality of life and makes it completely worth it to live here. And of course, our universities make the area very much more attractive. I'm talking about Duke, UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, NC Central, and Shaw Universities, among many, many others. These universities are a magnet for people coming to the area. It's definitely an integral part of our sports scene as well as our cultural scene. And it just defines the personality of our area and makes us very unique, especially when compared to other areas in the Sun Belt that don't have a strong university system. So these all together are some of the positives of living in the Raleigh area that make it totally worth it to be here. Now, before we get into some of the negatives, if this video is making you fantasize about moving to the Raleigh-Durham area, then you need to give us a call or email us at the information below. We'll be happy to guide you through that process as we've done for so many other YouTube viewers from here on our channel. Now, we've gone over some of the positives, some of the reasons why it's totally worth it to live in the Raleigh area in 2026. Now, let's move on to the negatives, some of the reasons why it's not such a good idea to live here. And of course, we've talked about the population. There's lots of advantages to having an increasing population, getting lots of really cool stuff coming in, but there's also a lot of disadvantages to an increasing population as well. The first negative is when a population increase, it puts pressure on your housing market. And we've definitely seen that here. Yes, although, as I've said earlier in this video, median home prices in our area have stabilized around $500,000, That is a really big jump from $320,000, which was the median home price in our area back just 2020, just 6 years ago. Now, granted, this is a lower price than what you will experience in some of the bigger cities of the United States. But again, there's definitely a lot of places around in our country where you can live for less money than moving to the Raleigh area. And this pressure on prices has resulted in another negative. It's forced a lot of people to look outside of Raleigh, Cary, and all of the major towns and cities around Raleigh and Durham, and forced them to go to some of the smaller communities further out. This means Franklin, Harnett, Johnston, Chatham, among other counties, have seen a population increase over the last few years. It's simply the effect of people wanting to live in our area, but not being able to deal with the prices that they're experiencing in Raleigh, Cary, Durham, etc. And so, of course, the big negative of this, beyond the fact that those folks are not able to live in Raleigh proper, if that's what they wanted to do, they're having to do a lot more driving to get from their home in, say, Harnett County to, say, downtown Raleigh where they may work. And of course, this increased drive time leads to lower quality of life. Most people don't really want to be behind the wheel for extended period of time when they could be in their community enjoying life. So quality of life goes down in that regard. As well, when you see that many people who are driving around during rush hour, it of course makes rush hour worse and absolutely exacerbates the whole problem. Unfortunately, the other side of this coin is that road construction just hasn't kept up. And we're now seeing a tremendous number of construction projects going on all over the Raleigh-Durham area, which is further adding to the inconvenience of getting from point A to point B, because you're usually having to deal with all of that going on. It's gotten to the point that most people would believe that a traffic barrel is the official tree of the Raleigh-Durham area. There's that many of them around. And also, beyond the population growth, beyond the road construction, beyond the long commutes, we also need to point out that the economic situation in our area is not all sunshine and rainbows either. We're experiencing high vacancy rates among office space in many parts of the Raleigh area, including office space in downtown Raleigh and downtown Durham as well. In addition, Apple has delayed their construction of their corporate headquarters in our area. Now, they are still continuing to hire and they're using temporary office space, but they have delayed moving forward as of this point on their permanent space. These are just a couple of the economic bumps that we've had along the road. So it's not all guaranteed that everything is going to be amazing and that this is going to be an amazing area to live in with milk and honey spewing everywhere, or whatever that saying is, should you decide to make the move here. So these are a couple of the reasons why it may not be worth it to live in the Raleigh area. And in addition to all these negatives, there's also some side negatives that you need to know about. For example, there are some restaurants in our area that it's absolutely impossible to get into unless you make a reservation 1 or 2 weeks in advance. In addition, we're seeing our parks and our open public spaces get very crowded, and even our emergency rooms are experiencing delays these days. These are big hassles that come about from increased population when an area just isn't prepared for it. And of course, as anyone knows that has kiddos, our growth has resulted in new schools having to be built and kids having to be moved hither and yon. And sometimes some kids don't get to go to the school that's closest to their home. So again, a big hassle of population growth. And unfortunately, a lot of the reasons why Raleigh was so attractive in the first place have started fading away with all of this population growth. The slower pace of life and southern manners are starting to fade away, unfortunately. It's gotten to the point that on a menu, you can expect to see baba ganoush as many times or more than you could see collard greens. So these are just some of the negatives you would experience if you decided to move or continue living in the Raleigh area. So let's come back to the original question. Is it worth it living in the Raleigh area in 2026? Well, it certainly depends on who you are. If you're chasing that great deal you heard about from a friend that moved here in 2019 and you're looking for an easier pace, slow moving city, well, then unfortunately that version of Raleigh no longer exists. But if you're looking for a major metropolitan area with a genuinely diversified economy, a strong job market, and a lower cost of living than many other areas in this country, as well as a really favorable climate, easy proximity to both the mountains and the beaches, and world-class amenities like the brand new entertainment center that's popping up around the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, and frankly, a quality of life that's just very difficult to match at this price point that we can offer here in the Raleigh area, then yes, this area is absolutely still worth it. And if you think Raleigh is a great place for you, contact us at the information below. We'll be happy to guide you through the process. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.